Hello everyone, I am Dr. Devnan Girish Kumar, Associate Professor of Electrical and Electronics Engineering Department in B.V. Raja Institute of Technology, Narsapur. So today I'll talk about a small topic, e-mobility charging infrastructure. Actually, here I wanted to discuss about the how the charging has happened to the vehicle and the what are different charging levels and charging modes. And I will give a brief formula for the charging time here and with an example. So let us have now a look about this table. Uh, it shows that charging speeds with the different types of charging connectors. Here there are two levels like level 1 and level 2 connectors, and the third one is DC fast charging system. So here the charging speed is completely depending upon the type of connector that we employed. So these are the connectors. These are the connectors actually. So different types of connectors, and they are named and their rating and specifications also given in this particular table. So coming to the connector type here. So level 1 connector, this is named as the number J1772 connector, and the connector picture is shown like this. And another level 2 connector, it is also J1772. This also having a similar picture type. And in level 1 and level 2, what is the major difference here is only the power rating, typical power rating. In level 1, we have the power rating up to 1 kilowatt. In level 2, we have the power ranges from this connector for these connectors 7 kilowatt to 19 kilowatts. And if you see that another connector, this is a DC fast charging connectors. And here we have a CCS connector. The CCS stands for combined charging system. Okay, the connector model is showing like this. Okay, next another one is a CharDemo connector, and another one is a Tesla connector. There are three types of fast charging, DC fast charging connectors, and this is having a power rating up to 50 to 350 kilowatt. And now if you see that particular estimated charging time, so from empty if you look about, so means that the battery at zeros, like a zero charge, so it takes 5 to 6 hours for level 1 connector to completely charge, and it takes 1 to 2 hours for level 2 connector to completely charge. And actually for DC charging station, it is less than 1 hour. It's not mentioned here for that particular type of plug-in or electric vehicles. It is not required for the DC fast charging. Okay, so that is not that is why it is not mentioned here. The plug-in hybrid electric vehicles required only the AC type of connectors, that is level 1 and level 2 connectors. So then if you look about the BEV, battery operated electric vehicles, and if you're assuming that the time from empty, so then 40 to 50 hours is taking time for to charge by level 1 connector, this is AC connector, and 4 to 10 hours by level 2 connector, that is range of 7 kilowatt to 19 kilowatt, and 20 minutes to 1 hour for a DC fast charging of any of these three connectors. So next, if it is seen for estimated electric charge rate per hour for charging, so like it is the what is the range it will get like for fully charged or per hour, means suppose we are taking a 40 to 50 hours here. For 40 hours per hour, it takes a 2 to 5 miles. 40 hours, 5 miles, 5 into 40, and around is a 200 miles. So like that. So then here, whenever it comes to the level 2 charger, it takes like 10 to 10 miles range. Like if suppose it's a 4 hours it taking, so it 4 into 10, nearly 40 years, 40 miles it will go. So if it is 10 into 10 hours, or 10 into 20 is a 200 hours it will go for. Like a 200 miles it will go for 10 hours of full charge for this particular level 2 charge. Now, whenever we look about this is now 1 hour into 240. Like in 1 hour, it goes on nearly 240 miles of range by the DC fast charging. Means that as now we see this power ratings, the power ratings will decides the range and the time of charging. Okay, so now the typical locations will be like So these are the AC charging stations. Then we can install level 1 charger completely at domestic appliance, like domestic places, household places. And now level 2 connectors will be homes and as well as the workplaces and publics, also like some offices we can, schools or some colleges, we can install this level 2 connectors. And for this is for completely commercial for the DC fast charging. So it is located at outstations and charging stations, particularly like fuel stations. Now, electric vehicle charging modes, like the same modes which we discussed in the earlier slide, is again shown here for clarity. So in mode 1, we have a 2.3 kilowatt, nearly, this is the rating, AC. This is also mode 2, 2.3 kilowatts nearly. And the type of connectors is sockets, or you can use for the domestic socket to charge the EV. Here also you can use the domestic sockets for up to 2.3 kilowatt. Either you can use a type 1 or type 2 connectors. So for that particular domestic charging stock sockets. And in mode 3, it is from 3.7 kilowatt to 22 kilowatts AC. And here we will use solely the type 2. And either you can use a type 1 and type 2 for this particular applications whenever it is nearly is a 3.7 kilowatts. If it is exceeding more than 10 kilowatts, you can use that type 2 connectors here in mode 3. And all of this mode 1, mode 2, mode 3 are like AC charging modes. And whenever it comes to the DC, this is a DC fast charging. It's greater than 22 kilowatt and nearly up to 350 kilowatt. Actually, DC will be having in this range. And if suppose in the same era, you can also use the fast charging in AC also, that is more than 50 kilowatt. Okay, for that we use like uh, connectors like type 2 connector, CHAdeMO connector, or CCS connectors. These are the different charging modes of EVs. And this slide is showing charging times and hours will be taken for different types of sockets. And single phase 3.7 kilowatts, one phase, single phase 7.4 kilowatt, single three phase 11 kilowatt, three phase 22 kilowatt, like the different power ratings have been given. And the percentage of a charge reached in 30 minutes. Suppose you are having the same 30 minutes for all these power ratings, and for this power rating, it takes only 5% of charge. It charges. And if suppose you are using a three phase 11 kilowatt in 30 minutes, 15% charge. If you are using a three phase 50 kilowatt, and 50% of charge will be completed in 30 minutes. If you are using this 100 kilowatt to 350 kilowatt, and 100% will charge in 30 minutes itself. So then these are the statistics of chargings of AC and DC for different kilowatt ratings. And their uses also given in here, like, so then up to this we can use for a residential purpose, and later the commercial buildings and public stations, as the power rating is keeps increased, then the more power rating it will be public, the less power rating it is a domestic or residential and official purposes. And now we can use that the charging time, how we can calculate the charging time of an electric car. So now actually the charging time is in hours, that will be decided by the EV battery capacity in kilowatt hour divided by the charging power or charger power in kilowatts. Keep in mind that the charging power is nothing but minimum of EV onboard charger rate or charging station delivery rate. Actually, there are two types of chargers, I already told you. So one is electric vehicle onboard charger. Another one is charging, like outstation charging. This is nothing but the fast charging or DC fast charging. And this is onboard charging. So now whichever is having minimum rating, that will be considered as a kilowatt rating. Suppose I have a battery capacity. An example I'm considering here is a battery capacity of 40 kilowatt hour. And I have an onboard charger. This is internal charger of a car. It's a 6.6 kilowatt. Actually, the onboard chargers are AC in nature, AC charging. And suppose I have 11 hours it takes to charge from a charging station of 3.7 kilowatt. Because, the battery power rating, so 40 kilowatt hour, you can't directly put a 6.6 kilowatt here to calculate charging time, because my charging station delivery rate is 3.7 kilowatt. Here the minimum, whichever is minimum. This is 6.6 kilowatt onboard charger rate, and charging station delivery rate is 3.7 kilowatt. So that I'm taking this. Therefore, I will put here the battery capacity is 40 kilowatt hour divided by 3.7 kilowatt is the minimum value. That is this. And I will calculate charging time. If suppose the same thing, if I use 11 kilowatt charging station. So if you compare this onboard charger rate is 6.6 and charging station delivery rate is 11 kilowatts. So that whichever is minimum here, the minimum is onboard charger, even though the delivery rate is high for the charging station than the onboard charger, but the charger will not accept that much of amount of power. So it accept only maximum of 6.6 kilowatt. That we are taking a minimum of these two parameter. So that it will be now 40 kilowatt by 6.6, and that will be having 6.3 hours to charge. Similarly, for DC fast charging station, 50 kilowatt, and it takes 50 minutes. And for like a 250 kilowatt charger, it takes only 10 minutes. So it's based on that, which type of charger we are using, what is its rating, and what is the delivery rate of charging power station, that decides our charging time of electric vehicles. So that's all for today's class. Thank you very much.